Let's start by setting up the important things on our site. For that, we have in the menu at the bottom left the setting button. Yes, on this page, we can see all kinds of settings relevant to our site. There are many, many here. Let's go over the important things. So, of course, here we can, again, set up payment methods and receive payments. Set up tax settings. Yes, all kinds of settings, business related, quantities and products. Everything related to the domain and program management. Of course, we will talk about this at the end when the site is ready. And actually, we have one section called General. Here we can set up basic details about the site as we discussed earlier. For example, to set the site name, we can attach a logo, change the category, and of course, add some details about the site. We can set the location. Okay. Of course, if we are just an online commerce site, then it's not relevant. But if we also have a physical store, it's advisable and recommended to locate the address. The same goes for email, phone, fax. You can add more locations. Okay. Let's talk about the profile. So we said that our store is called My Store, and of course, it can be changed at any time. Let's, I want to change the name, for example, to Regato Instruments, okay, which is my site, an active online commerce site. Because of my love for musical instruments and mainly guitar parts. So I sell their parts. The category, of course, jewelry is no longer suitable. I doubt there's a category here that matches musical instruments, but you can always just choose online store. Yes. If I want to upload a logo, it tells you that the logo should actually be at a minimum size of 100 by 100 pixels. You can click on the upload image button. So you can click on the plus. Okay. You can click on create logo. Okay. Which takes you to some external service. Let's choose upload image. This is actually the window of all the media of the site or of Wix. Okay. Here we can actually see all the images we upload. And additionally, we can also see media images, icons from Wix. Let's click on media from Wix. So we can see a lot of Wix images. We can categorize them by categories. For example, show me only animals and nature. Okay. And of course, you can also integrate with Shutterstock. Shutterstock is a very, very large external image bank. And we have the site files, which are essentially images that we have uploaded. Since this site is new, there are no images in it, of course. So we can actually upload images using the upload media button, okay? And we can also create folders, as we will do later, to keep the folders organized. That is, I can create a folder and name it, for example, logos. And from here, I will upload all my logos. To upload an image, I will enter the folder I just created. Click on the Upload Media button. I can, of course, choose images from anywhere, from Facebook, my Instagram, my Google Drive, and let's choose from the computer, upload from computer. I will thoroughly and meticulously search for the image. Let's choose this one for the purpose. We see here that it is uploading the image, and once it is finished, we already see it displayed. When it is highlighted in blue, click on Choose File, and here's the image. Okay. We have on the side, actually, a short description that we can write about the site. It should be something quite short. Okay. Let's take some text. I copy and paste. You can, of course, write W. Ambrose Unique Wayland. Let's settle for this. And finally, confirm and save. Okay. So we installed the profile. Okay. And let's move on to language and region. Okay. Since we are building a website, we actually need to define whether our site is in Hebrew, English, Arabic, Russian, whatever you like. Of course, there is a difference between Hebrew and English. If we use Hebrew, then the site will be right to left, and in any other language, left to right. So we actually want to define for it that the language of the site is any language you choose. For example, Hebrew. Okay? I will leave it in English. And additionally, you can choose the regional settings. Okay? That is it. So the language does not necessarily affect the location. That is, I can decide that the site will be in English, but the site is located in Israel, meaning it will use currency formats in shekels, okay? Numbers with a comma for thousands. This is how a long date will look. This is how a short date will look, and so on. What currency do I want to use? Of course, here too, you can define other currencies. Sorry. We'll set US dollar. Okay, changing. Got it? Okay, now show me that the currency I'm using is in dollars. Time zone is the time we are in Israel, Jerusalem. Okay? And at the very bottom, you can choose language, which is essentially the language of this interface. Unfortunately, although Wix is an Israeli startup, from what I remember, there is no support for the Hebrew language. So we'll stick with English and finish. And we've completed the general settings of the site. And now we can get started and begin building the site.